Normally we use radiant barrier, which is it's Tyvek, which is a very strong sort of paper material, and then it's been aluminumized. I don't know if that's the technical word, but aluminum coated, yeah. And that forms a radiant barrier like wearing some sort of like reflective spacesuit or something. It reflects a great deal of the radiant heat from the sun. So there's three ways you can get heat. One is through radiation, one is through convection, one is through conduction. So you still have convection and conduction to deal with, but this cuts out the radiation. So quite a bit of the radiation actually. So it's really cool. So that goes on the outside in this case. It's also a vapor barrier, so that if you have moisture in the wood or gets behind the wood, the moisture is not going to be sucked further in through the house. It creates like a moisture barrier in the wall. And protects all the structure, the framing, the insulation, wiring, all that stuff from any moisture that might happen to blow onto that wall.
And that's the issue of conduction, because moisture will conduct cold. Yeah, sure. And so it's important that we don't have that. And it also causes condensate if we don't have that. And condensate means water building up on the surfaces where the differential in temperature meets. And if you have that, it causes wood to rot and all sorts of other problems, which causes mold and things inside your walls. So those are the unseen elements in the wall. And what we're doing as we build for this is to plan for our insulation, in our case, behind that vapor barrier. And our insulation then helps to reduce the amount of movement of air through there, movement of moisture as well. It allows the moisture to pass through, but then the barrier on the outside lets the moisture go out but not come back in.
And of course there's the opposite issue if you're building, like for instance, when we're building for Ohio, which is a very cold climate, you have the opposite problem where your house is going to be sealed up a lot, you're going to be inside, you produce moisture and heat, warm moisture, and then it's going through that wall buildup, and at some point in the wall buildup, it's going to reach the condensation point, and it's going to get cold enough so that if there's moisture in that wall, it will condense onto the wood, the insulation, all that kind of stuff, and causes problems. So you're actually put your vapor barrier on the inside, and it protects the structure from the moisture that you produce. As an inhabitant, or just general things doing inside, making tea or coffee, anything like that is going to produce moisture. We humans produce vapor, moisture. We don't think about it, but we actually produce quite a lot. Just sleeping, you can produce, I think, almost a gallon of water from one person sleeping. And so in a tiny space, that's even more important because you have a smaller volume of air.